Hello everyone! We now have the 17th Sustainable Development Goal, Partnerships for the Goals. Goal 17 strengthen the means of implementation and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. The global goals can only be met if we work together. International investments and support is needed to ensure innovative technological development, fair trade and market access, especially for developing countries. To build a better world, we need to be supportive, empathetic, inventive, passionate, and above all, cooperative. Goal 17 targets in terms of finance. Mobilize resources to improve domestic revenue collection. Strengthen domestic resource mobilization, including international support to developing countries to improve domestic capacity for tax and other revenue collections. Implement all development assistance commitments. Developed countries to implement fully their official development assistance commitments, including the commitment by many developed countries to achieve the target of 0.7% ODA or GNI to developing countries and 0.15 to 0.20% of ODA or GNI to least developed countries. ODA providers are encouraged to consider setting a target to provide at least 0.20% of ODA or GNI to least developed countries. Mobilize financial resources for developing countries. Mobilize additional financial resources for developing countries from multiple sources. Assist developing countries in attaining debt sustainability. Assisting developing countries in attaining long-term debt sustainability through coordinated policies aimed at fostering debt financing, debt relief, debt restructuring as appropriate, and address the external debt of highly indebted poor countries to reduce debt distress. Invest in least developed countries. Adopt and implement investment promotion regimes for least developed countries. On technology, knowledge sharing and cooperation for access to science, technology, and innovation. Enhance north to south, south to south, and triangular regional and international cooperation on and access to science, technology, and innovation, and enhance knowledge sharing on mutually agreed terms, including through improved coordination among existing mechanisms, in particular at the UN level, and through a global technology facilitation mechanism. Promote sustainable technologies to developing countries. Promote the development, transfer, dissemination, and diffusion of environmentally sound technologies to developing countries on favorable terms, including on concessional and preferential terms as mutually agreed. Strengthen the science, technology, and innovation capacity for least developed countries. Fully operationalize the Technology Bank and Science, Technology, and Innovation Capacity Building Mechanism for least developed countries by 2017 and enhance the use of enabling technology, in particular information and communications technology. On capacity building, enhance SDG capacity in developing countries. Enhance international support for implementing effective and targeted capacity building in developing countries to support national plans to implement all the sustainable development goals, including through north to south, south to south, and triangular cooperation. On trade, promote a universal trading system under WTO. Promote a universal, rules-based, open, non-discriminatory, and equitable multilateral trading system under the World Trade Organization, including through the conclusion of negotiations under its Doha Development Agenda. Increase the exports of developing countries. Significantly increase the exports of developing countries, in particular with a view of doubling the least developed countries' share of global exports by 2020. Remove trade barriers for least developed countries. Realize timely implementation of duty-free and quota-free market access on a lasting basis for all least developed countries, consistent with the World Trade Organization decisions, including by ensuring that preferential rules of origin applicable to imports from least developed countries are transparent and simple and contribute to facilitating market access. On systemic issues, policy and institutional coherence. Enhance global macroeconomic stability. Enhance global macroeconomic stability, including through policy coordination and policy coherence. Enhance policy coherence for sustainable development. Respect national leadership to implement policies for the SDGs. Respect each country's policy space and leadership to establish and implement policies for poverty eradication and sustainable development. On multi-stakeholder partnership, enhance the global partnership for sustainable development. Enhance the global partnership for sustainable development, complemented by multi-stakeholder partnerships that mobilize and share knowledge, expertise, technology, and financial resources to support the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals in all countries, in particular developing countries. Encourage effective partnerships. Encourage and promote effective public-private, and civil society partnerships, building on the experience and resourcing strategies of partnerships. On data, monitoring, and accountability, enhance availability of reliable data. By 2020, enhance capacity building support to developing countries, including for least developed countries and small island developing states, to increase significantly the availability of high-quality, timely, and reliable data disaggregated by income, gender, age, race, ethnicity, migratory status, disability, geographic location, and other characteristics relevant in national context. Further develop measurements of progress. By 2030, build on existing initiatives to develop measurements of progress on sustainable development that complement gross domestic product and support statistical capacity building in developing countries. A data on the SDG Watch Philippines from the Philippine Statistics Authority as of April 4, 2022. List of key government programs, activities, or projects contributing to Goal 17. UNIDO Country Programming Framework for Inclusive Sustainable Industrial Development in the Philippines, 2018 to 2023. This country programming framework is designed to enhance United Nations Industrial Development Organization's support to the government of the Republic of the Philippines to implement a roadmap towards inclusive and sustainable industrial development, as stated in the Lima Declaration adopted on 2 December 2013 during the 15th session of General Conference of UNIDO. In doing this, UNIDO has aligned the priorities for the Philippines to the Philippine Development Plan 2017 to 2022, building on the achievements of past projects and programs. As industrialization is a long-term endeavor involving many stakeholders, efforts will be made to strengthen synergies and minimize duplication by collaborating with development cooperation partners, state and non-state actors, including the private sector in the country. As a framework based on established national priorities, it will be a useful guide for UNIDO's interventions in the Philippines over the next years. UNICEF Country Program Document of the 8th Country Program of Cooperation, 2019 to 2023. Priorities outlined in the Philippine Development Plan 2017 to 2022 inform the country program. The 8th Country Program of the United Nations Children's Fund focuses on inclusive growth, a high-trust society, and a globally competitive knowledge economy. Within this framework, UNICEF's strategic contribution is to support vulnerability reduction, human capital development, building safe and secure communities, and attaining sustained and lasting peace. UNFPA 8th Country Program Document for the Philippines 2019 to 2023. Under an overarching demographic dividend framework, the country program of the United Nations Population Fund is aimed at accelerating and maximizing the realization of the benefits of the dividend, maximizing the economic impact of the youth bulge, and preparing for an aging population, building on the gains of previous countries' program. This penultimate country program before 2030 will help support the Philippines achieve key SDGs and assist the country realize zero unmet need for family planning, zero preventable maternal deaths, and putting an end to GBV and harmful practices by 2030.